The best investment account for 2025? I bet you want to know. So, folks, this video is not for the folks out there that are trying to spend a lot of money on, expensive cars, expensive vacations, expensive clothes, big houses, but they haven't really built anything. It's also not for folks that are always talking about, trying to be sophisticated when it comes to investing, talking about Alphabet, talking about Nvidia, talking about, Microsoft, but they don't really invest, all talk, no action. This video is folks that are out there that are really, really serious and want to build wealth. I'm talking of a lot of zeros at the end. Compounding growth. Have you heard about that? Because today we're going to be talking about the best investment account for 2025. Do me a favor, pal. Like, share, and subscribe. Now, before we get to the best investment account for 2025, I need to call something out that might not be obvious if you are new to this sort of content. You see, depositing money in an investment account is not the same as actually investing in a good growth stock mutual fund. You see, contributing money into investment account or investment fund is basically just like dropping money in a savings account. It just sits there until you actually purchase something inside that mutual, purchase something like mutual funds in that account. That's how you harness the power of compounding growth. Now, with that out of the way, here are some of the best investment options for that you should consider in 2025. And we are going to break this down in the different types of retirement account. So first, let's talk about the employer-sponsored retirement account. Yes, I know you're so sophisticated. This is beneath you. But let me tell you what, before you start investing in any account, before you start talking about any investment account, you need to take advantage of all tax benefit account, period. Do not be so sophisticated whilst you're losing money, whilst you're hitching yourself. And the most popular one out there is the 401k. 401k can hold any kind of investment account, but most likely you'll be choosing from a selection of a mutual fund through your employer-sponsored retirement account. And this year, you'll be able to contribute as much as $23,500. And guess what? If you're more than 50, you can do extra $7,500. Why? It's called catch-up contribution, because the government wants you to be so set up or to invest. They don't want you to put all your eggs on Social Security. All right, so let's see. And most 401ks give you a match. I don't understand it. I don't know why. We don't take it. And the study shows that 1 out of every 4 employees that qualify for it don't take it. So, for example, if you make $60,000 a year and your employer contributes 4%, and just say I just want to contribute to just the 4% to get the match. So 4% out of 60,000 is 2,400. Guess what? Your employer will exactly put the same amount, 2,400, making it 4,800. Let's be honest. If you invest 4,800 from 30 years all the way to retirement, you'll make close to $2 million. Sorry. And even if you start from 40, you probably make substantial amount, about 700 and plus. So take the match, folks. The next option, the 401k got, 2 options. We have the traditional part and the Roth part. So the traditional part is when you defer your taxes right now. So like I said, some might help you now, some might help you in the later. All these tax advantages or taxable advantages account, some helps you now, some helps you later. So on the traditional part of the 401k, you defer your taxes now. It's not tax-free. I know some people say it's tax-free. No, it's tax-deferred. You're telling Uncle Sam, do not take my taxes right now. But come in withdrawal time, guess what? Both your principal and all the growth will be taxed. That's the traditional part. And for the Roth part, your taxes is taken now. But come withdrawal time, because your taxes is taken already, all the principal and the growth won't be touched. So usually my advice, if you're not making a lot and you want to hide some of your money for taxes, take advantage of the Roth part, because for the 401k Roth, the good thing is there's no income limit. You can make 500 and still be able to contribute to it. So if you have that advantage and not making a lot of money, use the Roth. If you get your match, put all the rest into the Roth 401k. Let's see the next one. The next one is the 403b. The 403b also got the same. It got the Roth part and the traditional part. The only difference is the 403b is for non-government organizations or non-profit organizations, and also for people working for the government, like teachers, police, and all that. But it has the same thing as the 401k. Selection of it can contain everything by choosing from what the plan has for you. So even though they are a lot, you still got to go through what they have provided. The next one is the Thrift Savings Plan. That's the TSP. This is for federal workers and military members. The only difference is this one you only choose from 5 retirement account. Unlike the previous one, like the 401k, where you have a lot of options to choose from, this is just 5 options that you're choosing from. So it's also got the same way like the 401k, the Roth part, and the traditional part. I will say it again. The Roth part is when taxes are taken now, but coming withdrawal time, you are hooked forever. And the good thing about the Roth part is because your taxes is taken out already, you can let it sit there and even leave that money to your heirs for them to take care of the rest. But on the traditional part, since you did not pay your taxes, Uncle Sam at some point will force you, if you don't take it out, will force you for them to take their taxes out. I think it's 73 at this point. Yes, it's called required minimum distribution, RMD. If you don't take it up to that time, you'll be forced to take it out. And even if you don't do it, you're still going to pay extra. So at that point, you'll be forced to take it. The next one is the defined benefit plan. This was the old pension plan. That is where the employer use your salary and years you've spent also in the company to calculate to get you a check or cut you a check when you retire. This was so expensive. So most of this is fade out to they faded out. A lot of companies are not using it anymore. They are now using the defined contribution plan, like the 401ks and the 403bs. The next one is the IRA. The IRA is individual retirement arrangement. This also got the same way, the Roth part and the traditional part. The Roth part is the same. Your money, your taxes are taken now, but come retirement time, no taxes. And the traditional one, taxes are not taken. So you have to pay taxes on the withdrawal time. The thing about the Roth IRA is there's income limit. This year is up to, it shouldn't be more than 150,000. If you make 150,000 or more, you are not qualified to the Roth. Just opposite the Roth 401k. So, but what it is there is a loophole which is very legal. It's called backdoor contribution, backdoor Roth. So even if you make more than that, you can also contribute, but it got to be the backdoor Roth. And it's also the same. You can let it sit there for so long because your tax is already taken. And the traditional part is also the same. Taxes are not taken now, but come withdrawal time, your taxes be taken. These are done for folks, usually for folks that don't like their employment plan, or those that work for companies that don't actually give the 401k. So you can use the Roth IRA to also contribute. So far as you earn income, you can do that. The next one, what it is the the Roth IRA is also the highest you can contribute is 7,000. But if you're 50 or more, just like the catch-up contribution, you can do 8,000. Like I said, the government wants you to don't want you to rely on Social Security. That is why even if you don't do it early, they still give you a chance to catch up. The next one is taxable investment account, which is usually called it brokerage. All right, before we talk about the taxable investment account, all these retirement account, you can't take your money out until you are 59 and a half. Actually, you can, but there's going to be penalties until you are 59 and a half. Actually, they want you to really use it for retirement. But on the taxable investment account, it's very flexible. There's no income limit. You can withdraw anytime you want without any penalties. But remember, the growth that comes on the principal will be taxed, but the principal won't be taxed, because remember, before you get that principal, taxes were taken out first. So that principal won't be taxed, but all the growth that comes on top of that will be taxed. You only do this. This is what I was talking about. You only do this when you've taken care of all tax advantages account. Yeah, you only do that when you've already taken advantages of that. The next one is for the folks that are contractors, self-employed, small businesses, non-W2 workers. You think you're hooked, you're not hooked for it. Now, the first one is the solo 401k, meaning you are a one man or one woman out there. You can also contribute to retirement. And guess what? Since you are earning income, your spouse is also, qualifies for it. So even if your spouse is home taking care of kids, since you qualify, it qualifies your spouse also. The first one, this year you can contribute 23,000 for the slow 401k. In the same way with a taxable deduction contribution, is the same way. But what it is the solo 401k, since you are employer and employee at the same time, you can also contribute 25% of your income. So far as both the 23, the actual contribution, and the 25% of your income does not go more than 69,000, because you are the employee and employer, because these are for the small businesses, contractors, self-employed. The next one is the simple IRA. Once you hire your first employee, they also have to consider how they're going to put money in their retirement. And like I said, the government make it possible for everyone to be able to contribute to this. They do not want you to rely too much on Social Security. So this year, employers can put 16,500 in this account, and if they are more than 50, which is the catch-up contribution, they can do 3,500 for the catch-up contribution. The next one is the SEP IRA, Simplified Employees Pension. Unlike the simple IRA, only the employer can contribute to this. Only the employer. What they can do is they can do 25% of their income, so far as it's not more than 60,000. So guess what? If you are the employee, that is free money, because only the employer can contribute to this. So if your employer only got this form of the SEP IRA, that's free money for you. The next one is the HSA. the health savings account, it has a triple tax advantage. Ooh, I love this one. I love this one. It got free contribution, tax-free growth, and tax-free withdrawal. This is only high deductible health plan. It's called the HDHP. Why is it that way? What it is this is for health. You contribute to this to use it for your health expenses, and it's tax-free. This is the only account that you can say is tax-free, because guess what? If you save into this and you use it for health, no taxes. That is the first one. So the contribution is taxed. The next one, the second one, is after you've used it, the rest can be invested just like your IRAs or the 401ks. And guess what? When you retire, that account just becomes like your 401k. If you don't use it for anything, you can just pay the taxes off and take your money away. I love this one. But bonus for you here, if you using this account, and let's say if you start using it at the age of 30 or maybe at the age of 40, and you do not use that account, you use your own money from your own pocket, even though you have account for the medical expenses, you don't use it, but use money from your own account. Come 20 years time, you can use your receipt to get all your money back with no taxes. And another bonus on top of this, when you're 65 and you don't want to take it out and still want to use it for your expenses, no taxes. So if you're making a lot of money, 200, 300, 400, and you want to stack, or you want to stack money somewhere, or you want to, a lot of folks use this as a tax saving account. This is the only account that is tax free. I know they usually say the 401k is tax free. No, that is tax deferred. So if you qualify for this, please use it. Please use it. All right. The next one is educational fund. Okay, this is basically or especially done for education. If you want to put money away for your kids, you can use the 529 or the ESAs for tuition, books, room board, and or meal plans. You see, both are very good, and it gives you also this another one that you can also say is tax free, because every money that is stacking there and using it to pay for your child school fees is tax free. Yet when I keep on saying it's tax free, what it is it lowers your taxable income. So let's say if you put in 2,000, or let's say you put in 5,000 a year and you make 60,000. Now your taxable income becomes 55,000, and you know what it is, saving you about 1,000 or probably like maybe 800. So this is another one that is also called tax free if you use it well. The only difference is the ESA, that is the income limit is 110 for single and 220,000 for married couples. And the contribution limit, you can only contribute 2,000 a year. But for the 529, there are no income limit and there are no contribution limits. So use that one if you have a lot of money to save. Folks, this is the best investment account for 2025. Why? Because it takes care of all taxable benefit account. Do this first before you be so sophisticated and talking a lot about this, that, NVIDIA and all that. Whilst even you are not investing, just talking. Take care of this first before we start talking about anything else. Watch out for the next video. My name is Patrick Bafi. Make sure you spend wisely, save intentionally, and be